Sulaiman. Sulaiman did not commit kufr. Rather, it was the shayateen who committed kufr. How did they commit kufr? يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرِ. They were the ones teaching mankind sihr. So, what is the origin of sihr? Shayateen teaching men, not Sulaiman. Sulaiman did not control the jinns through magic. How did Sulaiman control the jinns? Allah gave him the power. Allah subjugated the jinn, not magic. So what do the magicians do then? يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلَكَيْنِ بِبَابِلَ هَارُوتَ وَمَارُوتَ. And these people are also following وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلَكَيْنِ. They're also following what was revealed to the two angels in Babil. Babil is Babylon. And these two angels are called Harut and Marut. Now pause here. So this ayah is a very dense ayah. So much information is packed in it. So we have to go bit by bit. So let's pause here. What is Babil? And what is Harut and Marut? There are, again, a number of opinions. Some of them go back to what the Jews and Christians say, and we find it in our literature as well. And unfortunately, some of our scholars have narrated this, and this is not true. But I will tell you that opinion because you will find it in almost every book of tafsir. This opinion goes back to a biblical story. The biblical story is known to some of us, and it's very common amongst our Christian neighbors. They all know the story because it's a standard part of the Bible. That apparently, according to the Bible, two angels mocked the existence of man and said, look at men, how evil they are. And we can do a better job. So Allah, apparently, allegedly, we don't believe the story, said to these angels, if I were to make you men and send you down and give you the temptations of men, what do you think you would do? So they said, oh, we would do a much better job. We would be worshippers, we would not do any sin. So, according to the legend, Allah sent two angels in the form of men. And they were men, i.e. they were transformed into men. And they were called Harut and Marut. And then they saw a beautiful lady and they could not control themselves, and so they committed all of the sins and zina and sharab and everything they committed. So this is Harut and Marut, and according to the Bible or according to the Israeliyat, they were transformed into some type of star as a punishment, and they're being punished. And that star we see, according to the Israeli traditions, is actually punished, the angels being punished. Now, unfortunately, the star is the Venus star, and it's not even a star. The point is that we find this story, and it's not in the Quran, and it's not in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Rather, this is a story that's found in biblical literature, and some of our scholars have taken it, and unfortunately, you find it there, but there's no basis for it. So, we don't believe that any angel was transformed to a human. But the Quran clearly says two angels came down. And these angels were called Harut and Marut. And they came to the city of Babylon. وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلَكَيْنِ بِبَابِلٍ. And what was revealed to the two angels at Babylon. And these two angels, Harut and Marut. Okay, so what was revealed to these two angels in Babel? Firstly, where is Babel? Where is Babylon? Iraq. And how ancient is Babylon? It is said to be the most ancient city. There was no city before the city of Babylon to that level. The first real civilization was Babylon. So we are going back pre-Ibrahim. We're going back to the earliest of times, way before Musa, way before Sulaiman. So Allah is telling us, when did magic begin? This is the story. Allah is telling us the origins. What is sihr? وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلَكَيْنِ بِبَابِلَ هَارُوتَ وَمَارُوتَ. And these Yahud are following what was revealed to the two angels of Babylon. These were called Harut and Marut. What was revealed to these two angels? So a number of opinions here. And really there's only two opinions that I think are plausible, and the rest I'll just ignore. The first opinion that I think is plausible, there are more than two again, but these are the two that I think have some legitimacy. The first opinion is as follows, that Allah sent down two angels with the knowledge of how to control or access the jinn, which is magic. And the angels were sent to the city of Babylon. And the angels were allowed to teach anybody who wanted to study with them the quote-unquote art of magic. But the angels also claim with a big disclaimer. And that disclaimer was, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةٌ فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. The angels said to anybody who came to them, we are a test from Allah. So do not commit kufr by studying with us. Yet, if somebody insisted, they taught him. Is that clear? So the angels are a test. And they say they're a test. And they only teach somebody after they tell them, if you study this, you will become a kafir. But they were still there. So Allah says, فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا. The people studied from the two of them. مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. That which would cause a husband and wife to fall apart, to have problems and whatnot. And وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. They could never harm anybody unless Allah willed it. Magic is not more powerful than Allah. If Allah wants to, He can prevent it. So they're not going to harm anybody except if Allah has willed it. And وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ. They studied that which only harms them and there is no benefit. So magic has zero benefit. Unlike alcohol, Allah says khamr has some benefit. Khamr has some benefit. This is in the Quran. But the harm outweighs the benefit. As for sihr, there's no benefit. It's only evil. And وَلَقَدْ عَلِمُوا. And the angels taught or told the men, لَمَنِ اشْتَرَاهُ. Whoever got this knowledge from them, مَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. They would have no share of the next world. You can literally purchase this world at the expense of the next. وَلَبِئْسَ مَا شَرَوْا بِهِ أَنفُسَهُمْ. And what an evil price they sold themselves for, لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. If they only understood. So this is the first opinion, that the angels taught the reality of sihr. Now what is the reality of sihr? We'll come to in around 15 minutes inshallah. What is the reality of sihr? Be patient upon me. We'll get there. But the angels taught them how to commit sihr. And the angels claim with a disclaimer, if you study this, you're not a Muslim. And Allah has sent us to test you. But obviously the people of Babylon insisted and they studied it. So those who studied it became the first magicians of this humanity. And all magic that is existent today somehow goes back to Babylon through their own isnads. And there are different madhahib of magic as well, by the way. It's not just one madhab. There are different madhahib and different arts and different ways within magic. They all originate at Babylon. And the knowledge that was taught, according to the first opinion, directly from the angels to mankind. Okay, this is the first opinion. The second opinion is a slightly modified version. It's really in essence the same, but slightly modified. And this opinion has also been narrated from Ibn Abbas, and it's narrated in At-Tabari's tafsir, and this is perhaps the easier one for us to understand. And Allah knows which of the two is valid, because honestly, both of them have their weight. The second opinion, Ibn Abbas said that the angels themselves did not teach magic, but rather the angels taught mankind of a group of jinn outside of the city of Babylon who would teach them magic if they went there. So the angels taught them the location of the tribe of jinn. And therefore the angels did not sit down and teach them the minutiae of magic. Rather the angels said, look, we are a test from Allah to tell you that there is a place you can learn magic from. And that place is where the jinn reside. And if you go there, you're a kafir. So we are warning you, don't go there. But if you insist, you can go over there and you will become a kafir and you will learn that which will be harmful to you and you will sell yourself to the devil quite literally and you will have no share of the hereafter. So the only difference in opinion A and opinion B is what? Did the angels directly teach magic or did they indirectly teach magic? Okay, this is the only difference. In essence though, the angels came down as a test. Whether they directly taught or they indirectly taught. This is very explicit in the Quran. That the angels came down as a test. Harut and Marut were sent down to the city of Babylon. And they were a test to the people of Babylon. And they said to the people of Babylon, we are a fitna, so do not commit kufr. So, by the way, this also shows us that, yes, Allah will test us. Just like He told the Bani Israel, do not work on Saturday. And then what does the Quran tell us? Allah tested a group of the Bani Israel by what? By the fish, the fishermen. Allah tested them. to see how sincere they were. That after telling them they're not supposed to work on Saturday, so for a number of weeks, the fish would only come on Saturday. This is in the Quran, right? And therefore, the fact that the angels of Harut and Marut are testing mankind, somebody will say, why is this happening? We say, well, because this life is a test. This life is a test. And all of us have easy access to sin living here, all of us. So the fact that sin is accessible is not an excuse. Allah is testing me and you right now by being surrounded by temptations. And Allah tested the people of Babylon with an even bigger temptation than what we have here. And that is actual magic. Right? So whether the angels taught directly, whether they taught indirectly, the fact of the matter is that the beginning of magic goes back to Babylon, and it goes back to the angels telling them or teaching them the reality of magic. From this verse we gain many points of benefit, most importantly for our lecture today. Studying magic and practicing magic and believing in magic is all tantamount to kufr.